Hey guys, I'm here in Alabama to mark the 60th anniversary of the Montgomery bus boycott. Now this protest during the civil rights movement all started when one courageous black woman refused to give up her seat on a bus. Now we have a pop quiz for you. Who was that woman? A. Harriet Tubman, B. Maya Angelou, C. Rosa Parks, or D. Coretta Scott King. You have 10 seconds. Okay, time's up. The answer is C, Rosa Parks. In the 1950s, before the peak of the civil rights movement, minorities were not treated equally and didn't have many of the rights we take for granted today. In the South, segregation was legal, meaning blacks and whites had separate bathrooms and water fountains, and they couldn't sit together at a restaurant. Even public buses were segregated. The better seats, in the front, were reserved for white passengers only, and African Americans were required to sit in the back, even on days when the front was empty.
If they did not give up their seats when they were asked to do so on a city bus, then they would be arrested.
But on December 1st, 1955, one brave woman decided to take a stand: Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks worked as a seamstress in Montgomery, Alabama. She took the bus on her way home from work, as usual sitting in the area designated for blacks. But when she was asked to give up her seat to a white passenger, she refused and was immediately arrested.
Once she was arrested, the flyers were passed out among the community, and everyone got the word out to avoid taking the buses.
This moment of defiance sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, when African Americans stopped taking the bus to protest segregation and inequality. Back then, the bus system was a popular form of transportation, but during the boycott, the buses remained empty. Those who avoided the buses walked and even carpooled to their destinations.
Well, I think this is a very historic moment.
Martin Luther King Jr. helped lead the boycott, which lasted a total of 382 days. And in November 1956, the U.S. Supreme Court found Alabama's segregation laws for buses unconstitutional. The Montgomery bus boycott and Rosa Parks' story of courage became important symbols in the civil rights movement.
Rosa Parks, she was not afraid to say no. She was not afraid to stand up for what she believed in. She wasn't afraid of what consequences she might have suffered from.
The people who organized and participated in the boycott were ordinary folks. It was a grassroots effort. The same thing can happen today with issues that we're seeing on our university campuses, dealing with equality and discrimination and issues with police brutality and things. So I think if young people just realize the power that they have.
Tomorrow, we follow students in Montgomery as they reflect on what the bus boycott means for young people today and for future generations to come. Now, back to you guys in the newsroom.
Really looking forward to it. Thanks, Ariel. All right, now to test your knowledge of major events in civil rights history, just head on over to channel1.com. Coming up next, how some students are planting seeds to grow a brighter future.